question is, do you believe in God?
I don't believe in God as just an old man in the sky, but I believe there is a higher power per se, where I feel like, yeah, I don't think it's just some old mate just chilling up there, but I think there is something that not necessarily has control over everything that happens, but I think it's nice to think that there is something that's like just bigger than us.
I can't see it, you know, like looking at that standpoint of everything came from one person. It's just, I can't wrap my head around that. I gotta look at it as like, you know, we somehow just, everything, it's just crazy, you know, like, I don't know how to describe it, but I can't wrap my head around this almighty being that has all these powers and then allows for things like cancer or, you know, things that can hurt people. I think everything happens because it's meant to happen, but I don't think there's one person controlling that per se.
Do you fear death?
I have panic attacks regularly about dying, and I don't know why it is. It's just, I think it's the unknown that like makes me, am I sweating?
No.
That makes me like get real worked up, and like I've been caught in the shower crying at like 2 in the morning because I just break down because I start getting in my head and having this like existential crisis about what happens. Like, it's just, is it nothing? Is it an afterlife? Is it anything? Or is it just, you're done?
Do I fear death? Not really, no. Like, it's a scary thing, but, you know, most instances of it are unavoidable, and I don't want to live my life fearing that it'll end. I want to live it to the fullest and not limit myself on those chances. So yeah, it's scary, but I don't fear it. It's just, it's there, you know.
Okay. Do you believe you're a good person?
I believe every person on earth has pros and cons, where I feel like I personally try to be as good and kind and generous and everything as I can, but there's also times where I'm like, it just sort of happens in a way that I may turn into a bit of a rude guy, and I don't mean to do it, I don't like to do it, but sometimes in my head I feel like it's necessary to prevent like a bad outcome of something, or just be real and truthful with someone, whoever it be.
Yeah.
I think everyone is inherently good. I think there's good tendencies. Some people are bad. Do I think I'm a good person? As narcissistic as it is, I think I'd rate myself on that. I don't go about, I avoid confrontation, you know, just if I can make one person smile and be happy during the day, that makes me happy, and I think that brings it down to, yeah, I think I'm a good person.
Do you guys believe in the Bible?
Bible? I've never read it.
You've read it?
No.
I have read like passages throughout it.
Oh, okay.
But it's because I had a friend back in primary school who was super religious, and I'd go from my nana's house past his house, and I'd be welcomed in by their family, and I'd pray with them, and they'd feed me and things like that.
That's awesome.
So growing up, I've sort of had this like sort of outsider's perspective on everything, and from being at theirs, I'm like, hey, teach me a little bit, and then they're like, have a read, and I'll read a little bit, and we have a friend who used to be in like the churches and stuff and read the Bible and everything, but sort of disappeared, so she's sort of taught me a lot. So I haven't read it from like page 1 to finish, but I've read passages throughout.
So just a bit of our interviews about, obviously now you know, questions about God and the gospel, right? So I asked the question about whether we're a good person or not, according to his Christian belief.
Yeah.
In the Bible, God has a standard, right? Probably know 10 commandments and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I asked before, you know, you're a good people or a good person, and just have a little quick quiz on being according to God's standards. Okay. Have you you ever stolen anything in your life, even if it's small or of no value?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So have you ever lied?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Have you ever looked at a woman with lust in your heart?
Girlfriend.
Yeah, partner.
So Jesus says in the Bible, if you ever look at a woman with lust, you've committed adultery in your heart. Yeah. It's crazy because I could see you, but like, man, top blokes, but deep down inside, the things that we're burdened with inside, and God sees that. Well, man can be like, oh, he's just a mad bloke, you know. So I was also another question: have you ever used the name of the Lord or Jesus as a customer or blasphemy?
I have, but I tried not to because my nana had a go at me one time, and ever since I've been like, I try to be more conscious.
Yeah, that's yeah, I have, but same, like not the same, but I try not to because I know it's a hard topic for some people, and people are really religious, and it's just not the right thing to say, you know?
Yeah, because you wouldn't use your mother's name as a cuss word, right? Yeah. So this is part of the God's standard in the 10 Commandments. I only mentioned it before, but out of it, from what I've heard from you guys, according to God's standards, a thief, a liar, adulteress in heart, and also using the name of the Lord and blasphemy. So, on Judgment Day, would you count yourself as guilty or not guilty?
Guilty. Yeah, by the sound of things.
By the sound of that, to be guilty.
Wow. But you believe in heaven and hell?
Not really.
Again, also a very hard topic. Where I'm like, I'd like to think there is, but in my head it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give another example that I've used. Let's say, for example, you have debt, right? Let's say you have debt. You walk into the courtroom, and there's a whole bunch of debt, sin, so to say, or whatever it may be, and you say to the judge, "I'm sorry." Would that mean everything is erased?
No.
Not at all, right? Okay. What if I said to you, if you walk through those gates again, or walk through that courtroom again, and the judge said you can go, someone else paid it for you, what would you say?
I'd be very grateful.
Yeah, that'd be phenomenal, you know. I would never be able to repay them, you know what I mean? Like, I'd be ever in their debt.
Yeah.
That'd be phenomenal.
That's crazy. What if I said that Jesus Christ died on the cross and paid for it? What if I said he was crucified, spat on, whipped 39 to 40 times just for you and I, and he said, forgive them, which is us, for they don't know what they're doing. Because one day we'll turn around and be thankful and have no words to explain what he's done.
It's a crazy thought. Yeah.
So that's pretty much what Jesus done. I know, Easter, Christmas, we celebrate, but it seems like people are celebrating more the bunny and Santa more than the whole point of Jesus Christ. And that's what he actually came to do. If you haven't heard the fullness of the gospel, that's pretty much the nutshell. Jesus Christ came down to die on the cross for you and I, while we were still yet stealing, lying, using his name. But then if we realize what he's actually done for us, we'll be like, wow, we'll be more grateful for what he's done. So I think for today, would you go away and ponder on what we shared today?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for stopping by for the interview,
Thank you
man.
for having us.
Thank you, man.
Much appreciated.